Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the realm of bizarre news. I'm your host, Dr. Franklin Ruehl, a special Halloween edition. Now, Halloween began with the Celtic tradition known as Samhain that honored the dead. It was observed by both Christians and pagans. The name Halloween derives from All Hallows Eve, the night before All Saints' Day. As far as the jack-o'-lantern goes, this began with a farmer, a miserly man known as Jack, who actually reportedly treed the devil by inscribing a cross on that tree. In retaliation, the devil decreed that he would walk the earth with a lantern until Judgment Day. Now, at that time, a turnip hollowed out with a candle, and it was his lantern. And in celebration, they hollowed out turnips, rutabagas, beets, and potatoes. When colonists arrived in the New World, they discovered the pumpkin, much larger and ideal for creating the so-called jack-o'-lantern. As far as witches go, up until the 17th century, they were described as riding their broomstick with the broom part at the bottom. Thereafter, they actually rode the broom with the broom at the top, and were said to be able to also ride cats, goats, donkeys, and the devil in animal form. Now for the trivia question of the day. Let me extricate here from its paper prison. The question: how many individuals were executed as witches in the 1692 Salem Witch Trials in Massachusetts? 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50. The prize, the only prize for the correct answer, one pat. Ow! One pat on the back you'll have to administer to yourself. Heck of a lot better than a slap on the belly with a wet trout. Now, it is now believed by experts that the Salem Witch Trials derived from ergot contamination of rye. Ergot, a fungus, has LSD properties and caused some individuals to believe they were witches and others to believe they saw witches. And this could be the cause of witches not just in America but also in Europe, also werewolf sightings. A competing hypothesis argues that a mosquito infestation caused encephalitis, resulting in the same effects. And it's a possibility that both effects were involved. But how many were executed as witches in the Salem Witch Trials? The answer: 20. 19 were hanged by the neck till they be dead, none burned at the stake as in Europe, and the 20th, a man, refused to enter a plea, wanted to protect his family and their property. So they progressively added one heavy stone after another to his chest. When asked if he's ready to enter a plea, he said, more weight, and became the 20th victim. 19 years later, in 1711, the governor pardoned all of those condemned as witches. A little too late. Now it's time for Edgar Allan Poe. His ghost is said to be haunting many sites. He died in 1849 at just age 40, died in the gutter of Baltimore. Some said from alcohol or drugs, but the current theory is that it was due to, of all things, rabies. He is haunting the graveyard where he's buried in Baltimore, also a church in its catacombs in Baltimore, Fort Monroe there, where he was a soldier, but not the Poe House, which is now a museum, although other spirits have reportedly been observed there. Then in Marion, Pennsylvania, where we have the General Wayne Inn, said to be the most haunted hotel in America. His spirit is said to be haunting what's called the Franklin Post Office Room. And then in New York City, where he lived in 1845 in a brownstone, he's haunting not the brownstone, but a fire station directly across from it. A number of credible observations of his specter there, and also some claim he is stumping about on the upper 4th floor. And who more appropriately to be a spirit of the dead than Edgar Allan Poe? Now, until next time, may the power of the cosmos be with you, and may you have a very happy Halloween. Yes, Poe is with us today as a ghost.